Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Welcome to Jurassic Park. The front side, Welcome to, is a saga for 1 colorless and 2 green that has 3 chapters. The first one says for each opponent up to 1 target non-creature artifact they control becomes a 0/4 wall artifact creature with defender for as long as you control this saga. The second chapter says create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token with trample. It gains haste until end of turn. And the third chapter says destroy all walls. Exile this saga, then return to the battlefield transformed under your control. And on the flip side, it's Jurassic Park, a legendary land that says each dinosaur card in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. And tap, add green for each dinosaur you control. So before we say anything else at all, this is an absolute flavor home run. From the name to what the card does to all the different abilities on both sides. It's just an incredibly cool card that is a perfect rendition of what goes on in the movie. It is a little bit narrow and only really works in dinosaur decks, but that makes sense because it's Jurassic Park. What else do you expect? Anyway, the first chapter I think is very interesting because it's basically going to turn your opponent's artifacts into the gates or the walls that we see in the movie enclosing the dinosaurs. It's very flavorful. The gates are kind of erected. Everybody feels safe at the beginning. I think it's also a pretty strong ability in Commander because almost everybody's going to have some good artifacts out. Even if you just get one of their mana rocks, turning it into a creature that can only block can be pretty good. You can sometimes hit something really good like the Great Henge or Soul Ring or things like that, and this can be a very solid effect in that case. The second chapter is pretty cool. You're getting a dinosaur with trample and haste. It's similar as if the dinosaurs starting to break out from their compounds, and it's a pretty decent effect. You're just getting a body for 3 mana. That's already acceptable. But where it gets interesting is when you factor in that you've just given everybody 0/4 walls. They can currently still block that 3/3 dinosaur, so it's probably not going to be doing much yet until you can buff it in some way. The third chapter is going to destroy all walls and flip the land. Now this is where it gets really spicy. The destroying all walls makes absolute sense because that's what happens in the movie, right? They start breaking out from their enclosures properly. The whole thing goes crazy and the doors to the park just swing open. And here's where the card just ticks the flavor into overdrive. Obviously destroying your opponent's artifacts is really good, but the flip side with the land Jurassic Park is just amazing. It's going to give escape to all of your dinosaurs. Yes, what could fit more perfectly than dinosaurs escaping? That's incredibly good. And then you can also use the mana from the land to pay for those dinosaurs that you're going to be escaping. And it's a Gaia's Cradle for dinosaurs that's strong in a dinosaur deck, obviously, and it just works so well with everything else that the card is doing because you should at the very least have 1 dinosaur, so it's going to give you at least 1 green mana unless something has gone really wrong. It just seems incredibly fun and powerful in the right deck. It might even be good enough to see play in non-dinosaur decks as long as you have a couple of dinosaurs in the 99, because I think getting rid of 3 artifacts and getting a 3/3 creature is already probably worth 3 mana, and then if you manage to flip it over and give escape to a couple of things throughout the game or add a couple of mana, then it's just gravy on top. So I think it's borderline, but it's just so cool that I can't see myself not throwing this into a few decks and trying to squeeze some more dinosaurs into most of my decks so I get to play with this amazing card. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care. Woo!